Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am super excited to film this video simply because I have, voila! It was an absolute pain to try and get this palette. So first of all, I signed up to the exclusive link, which is where you essentially got in first. You got sort of first refusal. I managed to eventually, after about 7 hours, get hold of this palette and a few other bits and bobs. And then sort of the delivery, I think my whole order was completely lost in translation, which just can happen with how many orders they had, but eventually it arrived today, customer service, perfect. So I didn't manage to get all of the collection just simply because I wouldn't use all of it. So there were some highlighters that were sort of like blue reflex and it's just not something I would wear. So I picked up the eyeshadow palette, the Get Wet highlighters, the eyelashes and the lip glosses. So I'm firstly going to start off by putting those little bits and bobs on just to finish my look. So these are the eyelashes. These I believe are the Universal lashes and they are the Luxe Silk. I am going to try these on for you guys today. They feel, I have to say, in pictures they didn't look overly impressive because I just tend to prefer more wispier lashes, but these, now I see them in person, I'm like, these are right up my street. So what I'm going to do now is just go and put these on with my normal duo lash, which is on the floor, and then I'll show you some zoom-ins of what they look like. Okay guys, so this is what the eyelashes look like. I absolutely love them. They are really sort of voluminous, they're really wispy. For me personally, I would say that these are more evening star eyelashes, but these genuinely look like I've had a full set of eyelash extensions. They look really good. The lash band is super comfortable. Nothing's poking and prodding like the usual lashes do, and they look great. So what I'm now going to do is to go into the highlighter. So this is the Get Wet Cream Highlighter for face and body. If you've ever felt Colourpop, their eyeshadows, the little like soft putty eyeshadows, this is kind of what this feels like. So this is the Get Wet highlighter in Dew You. I didn't want to get any of the other ones because, like I said, they're just not down my alley. But this is what it looks like. So pretty. And this is interesting because I've never had a highlighter that looks like this, that almost sort of spreads itself thin and it looks like your skin is actually wet. It's really amazing. So I'm going to put this on with a highlighting brush and let's see what happens. I fully appreciate that different textures require different brushes. So on this side I'm going to, on this side I'm going to take this fan brush from Real Techniques and just sort of buff this stipple brush oh my god. Do you know what, there's one thing that I've noticed with this whilst I'm putting it onto my face is that it doesn't leave like a powdery extra added layer. Like this just looks like it's fusing with the rest of my face, which is amazing. It looks a little bit muddy on camera, but I think that might be my bronzer, so just excusez-moi. This brush I'm going to take is just this little, I don't know where these are from actually, but I'm just going to swirl this in because this is a more packed, dense brush, which, oh. Can't actually see how it looks on camera, but so far I do prefer this side. I'm just going to take a bit more on a stipple brush because that's personally what I prefer to use with any form of highlight, and just sort of scatter this in the places that I usually would. My Cupid's bow is just absorbing everything at the minute because it is so hot in my room, and it's not even like the hottest day today. So I just want to try a bit of this actually, just show you what this looks like with my fingers sort of on my shoulders. Look. Okay, so then the very final product that is going to get this whole look finished is this lip gloss. It's the High Shine Gloss from BPerfect, obviously, and I got this in the colour Starkers. Again, I'm all nude, so no, but you know, Yeah, this is like the one that I'd wear, not like the other beautiful colours that they had. So this here is what it looks like, and it's super lovely. The colour looks so good. I did have a little bit of colour on underneath, so I had Frappe from Helene Cosmetics. This is so nice. Oh my god, I feel really glam. I'm just going to do one more layer. One is perfect, but we'll see throughout this whole video how this lasts. The only thing I kind of feel is that you need to have the product on the applicator, because otherwise the applicator sort of dries up whatever's underneath, which, you know, it's just me being picky for no reason. I love this. I feel really good. So happy. Okay, so the moment that probably everybody has been waiting for, including myself, this little bad boy, the Carnival Love Tahiti palette. Looks and feels incredible. The packaging just, This is what it looks like here. You have a whole range of truly encapsulating colours in here. Like this, if this does not make you feel inspired, then what else will? Because this is beautiful. I do just want to show you the other palette just so that you can see in comparison to what they look like, so hold fire. Here is the Carnival XL Pro palette, which is just my absolute go-to. So this is what that one looks like in comparison. Obviously the top one being the Tahiti palette and the bottom one being the Carnival palette. I love both of these and would absolutely not replace this with Tahiti. I literally could get rid of every other eyeshadow palette that I have and just keep these, because these are so wonderful. But what I love about this so much is it's so much more compact and refined, in the sense that I feel like the colours have been really well chosen and have a lot of thought to them. But in particular, I absolutely love this sort of line here with all your purples and pinks, this here with sort of your more corals, oranges, real tropical colours, and then here you have the sort of real stark and Aztec blues and greens. If you've never watched a swatch video on my channel, what I tend to do is go in with my fingers, just because I like to see how they pick up on a finger, basically, more for the purpose of looking at how the shimmery, real impactful shades apply, because I tend to use my finger to dab that colour in. I then go in with a synthetic brush, which is just a random sort of cut creasy brush that looks like this. It's off eBay. And then just a natural hair brush, so maybe something from the likes of Zoeva. And the main purpose of, or the main reason as to why I do that, is because sometimes we can critique colours without actually really trying them on first. So I am going to speed the section up. I am going to do a quick voiceover and just talk to you about what I'm doing. But let's get in. So what I actually had done previously is I'd filmed all of this, and unfortunately the footage was corrupt. So instead of showing you guys the three different swatches, I just went in with the ones that I thought worked best with which sort of texture. So you'll see me using my fingers for some, you see me using some different types of brushes for some, and just swatching them and just having a go. So I haven't done this on a primed base, just pure skin. So if they work well like this, then chances are they're going to work even better with a primer. Just as a summary as well, for the more matte shades, I tended to use a natural hair bristle brush for most of them, because it seemed to pick them up the best. And I tend to also use that brush when it comes to sort of depositing the colour on the eye. In terms of the shimmery, more sort of chunkier shades, I will always use my fingertip for that, because again, that is the most realistic way of me testing out these exact shades. As a whole, they all performed exceptionally well, as per the usual quality of BPerfect Cosmetics. Whilst all of these shades are going to be my favourite shades ever, the third one in from the left, which is Rum, that is the more textured shimmery shade, and that is so beautiful that my camera did not pick up on it, but it is probably the most standout shade for me in this whole palette.
Another thing that I forgot to mention with this palette is the fact that I'm using them in vertical strips and sort of keeping within that colour range. I find it so much easier if you're somebody that loves to play with makeup and, you know, it's all into colour, but you're usually stuck on what shades to use. This is a really inspirational palette for you to use because it gives you the colour range there. You can just play around with the designs that you wish to create. With these shades, I did notice that there was way more fallout than the rest of the shades, but if I'm honest guys, I really don't care for fallout. The only thing I really am concerned about is the fact that I have to sort of clean my whole desk afterwards. But generally speaking, things were getting a bit messy at this stage because obviously the swatch stickers that I were using were getting a little bit messy. Maybe it was I could have used potentially a different brush to try and minimise the sort of the kick up from the actual pan, but yeah, I love these. So I'm going to leave it here, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and hopefully it was helpful in some way, shape or form. I hope you were as excited as I was for this collection to drop, because this is probably the only collection that I've genuinely waited in line for and genuinely wanted to have in my collection. So I hope you enjoy. I hope this has been helpful. I love this palette. I love everything about this launch, including the brand, and go and get this palette at least, because it is truly a creator's dream. Please let me know if you want to see any videos with this exact palette and me creating some eye looks. I will be doing that, but just to get the general consensus. But thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye!